One thing you'll notice about messer fighting is that you really don't want to keep your hands in front of you, unlike, say, later sword styles with more complex hilts. If you hold your hand right out in front, you're just asking to get it hit. That's why you see the guards have the hands well off to the side. Before you're thrusting, as you're not just holding your sword in front of you, you have to gain some sort of control. You see, in this case, I attempted to do so with a false edge attack to lead in, then leading towards the thrust. Here you see an example of breaking an attack with a thrust. Now in this case the thrust didn't hit, but the intent was, with the point moving forward, the person who's going to attack basically really wants to reconsider what they're doing. In this case, it wasn't so much an attack as a defense. At this point, seeing the threat, the opponent breaks off their attack, and then you reset and do whatever you're going to do. And this kind of tactic only works when the opponent is actually having some sort of respect for the weapon, and not just trying to hit you. So depending on who you're fighting, especially in sparring, there's not really much of a threat, and a lot of people will just not be paying attention to your point and just dive right in. This is an example how distance changes things. If I'd been doing this play against another messer, I probably would have succeeded. However, with a longsword, the distance was wrong, which means I needed to commit even further to make the device work. As it stands, even though I hit at a point right on me, so also not good. And here we see a good example of the disengage. So after the initial parry, there's a moment where the blades stick, which allows me to feel that my opponent is not continuing through with the thrust or other device. They're pulling off the sword, which allows me to disengage under in safety and attack through the line, which of course the opponent is not prepared to defend because they're busy circling around. And this next one is for anyone who doesn't think strength plays a role in sword fighting. I can assure you that if I was not much stronger than Brittany here, there's no way this would have worked, and I would have just got nailed in the head with the sword. But as it was, I was strong enough to hold off the two-handed attack with my one hand without any specific advantage of structure, and it was just strength that saved me. So, not good technically. It's not something I want to rely on, but it does work. And this play is especially included because it looks cool and you get some nice sparks. But you see, I was being strong on the sword, setting it off so it got to the point where I'd immobilize the blade, safe, then I can move in, complete the thrust.